Hello, welcome everybody. I wanted to bring you this super technique that I have discovered using our Gather Together stamp along with the matching dies. So we have these gorgeous matching dies that they cut and emboss at the same time, and this beautiful stamp set. But what I wanted to show you was a super awesome trick that I have discovered using these stamps and actually flipping our stamps and reversing them to make these super gorgeous cute cards. So let's get started. All right, so I have a card base here of our Blushing Bride. I'm going to fold that in half, ready to go. I also have, and I'll burnish that with my bone folder, I also have a Blackberry Bliss layer and a Whisper White layer. So we're going to stamp on that Whisper White layer first. So I'm going to bring in my Pierce mat because we're using photopolymer stamp. So I'm going to bring in the Pierce mat. I'm also going to bring in a scrap piece of paper just to protect my Pierce mat so I don't get any ink on my Pierce mat. All right. So we're going to grab the large leaf, and my color combination is Rococo Rose, Blackberry Bliss, and Blushing Bride. So I'm actually going to take the Blackberry Bliss and I'm going to ink up the lined image, and we're going to stamp a random stamping of leaves on our Whisper White layer. So I'm going to stamp one up there, going that direction. I'm then going to twist and change direction and stamp one coming in through here. I'm going to ink up again, and I'm going to change direction again and stamp one coming up through there. So that's our lined images stamp. So we're going to clean off our stamp. Now, you must make sure that you clean your stamp and you dry your stamp really well so it's really super dry. And then what we're going to do is we're going to flip that stamp over and stick it to our block. Actually, I'm going to stick it to the other side that's dry. So stick it to our block. And then what we're doing is we're getting a reversible stamp here. Okay. So stick it down and make sure it sticks down nice and hard on your block. Okay, so now we're going to bring in our Blushing Bride ink, and we're going to ink up that reverse side of our stamp with Blushing Bride. Okay, so we're going to cover that side of the stamp. We're then going to grab some daubers, and we're going to use Rococo Rose. I'm going to ink up a dauber and just dab it around. And then I'm going to ink up another dauber with our Blackberry Bliss, and we're just going to randomly stamp that around as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over. Now it's not symmetrical, but you can see that it can line up pretty close to going over that image. And when we stamp it down, we're going to get that awesome watercolor look. Now the important part is to make sure you clean your stamp off between each time because we don't want to contaminate our ink pads. We're then going to ink that up. Do the same thing again with our Rococo Rose. Go in with a little bit of that. Our Blackberry Bliss, a little bit of that. And then we're going to line that up as good as we can over our image and stamp it down. So you can see it gives that real beautiful watercolored look. So we're going to do that third and final time. So Blushing Bride, Rococo Rose, Blackberry Bliss, and then line that up over that stamp again. So just like that. And any extra that you've got left on, you can fill in some of those whitish bits there. All right, so now we're going to take, we have a cute little dotty stamp here. So I'm just going to take that away now because I don't need to protect that anymore. I'm going to ink that up with my Blackberry Bliss, and we're going to pop some dots coming down through here. all around the edges. And then we're going to also stamp some of those over the top of the images as well, just to create a bit of texture happening through there. Then we're going to take a scrap piece of our Whisper White for our sentiment, and we're going to ink up our sentiment with our Rococo Rose. So I'm going to stamp that sentiment just on the end here like this. I'm then going to take our triple banner punch and banner the end of that. Ready to go. Pull it through and just banner that end like that. All right. So now it's just a case of assembling these pieces together now. So we're going to take our front layer that we've stamped and we're going to layer that up with our Liquid Tombow onto our Blackberry Bliss cardstock. The Liquid Tombow gives that wiggle room to be able to move it around and get that nice border all nice and even. All right, we're then going to take some of our linen thread, and with our Seal Plus, we're going to pop a little bit of Seal Plus on the top and the bottom, like so. And then we're going to wrap some of our linen thread around the front layers of that card. So we're just going to wrap it down around here, and we're going to go about 3 times. So just like that, and it's going to stick into our double-sided tape on the back, and trim that off. Then we're going to pop this layer up onto dimensionals to go onto the front of our card. Like so. Dimensionals are fantastic for popping up our layers on our cards. Now I'm just going to use my Take Your Pick tool, which is a fantastic tool. If you don't have a Take Your Pick tool in your craft stash, I'm suggesting that you get one because it is the Swiss Army knife of crafting. I could not live without my Take Your Pick tool. I think it's about $17. It's got interchangeable heads, got a putty picker up that you can use for sequins and things. It also has a spatula end on the other end, and it also does come with another attachment that has some scoring tools as well. So we're now going to line that up onto the front of our card, just like so. This sentiment layer, we're going to pop that up onto dimensionals as well. Now I've pre-cut some pieces that I've needed for the video here beforehand just to save some time. So I've cut out some leaves from the dies. So I'm just going to pop that one onto the front just there like that. Now I have a series of leaves here. And with the leaves, I'm going to just use my glue dots and I'm going to tuck them in behind that sentiment layer. So I'm going to take a Blackberry Bliss one to start off with. And I'm going to tuck that in there behind there. I'm going to take a Blushing Bride one and tuck that in as well. I'm then going to take a smaller Blackberry Bliss one and we're going to pop that one up on just that sentiment layer like so. And then the larger Blackberry Bliss down underneath here. And our Blushing Bride one, just like so. And then I'm going to embellish with our gorgeous, elegant faceted gems. So I'm just going to take the pink ones and I'm just going to pop a couple of pink ones around just to give a little bit more bling to our card. And we'll pop one just there. So there you can see that gorgeous technique, and how super fun is that? And when you see the cards all done together, and you can change up the colors. By changing up the colors, you will get different effects. You could change up, I've got nice autumn colors here. You could use beautiful greens. You could use blues, absolutely anything your heart desires. But what a super cute, fun idea. And by using our stamp, by just flipping it and reversing the stamp on the other side. So hopefully you enjoyed that today. My name is Donna Gray. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. Anything that I have used today in my video can be purchased at my online store. You just need to go to donnagray.stampinup.net, and Gray is spelled Gray. So donnagray.stampinup.net, or call me on 0421725015 to place your order over the phone. Thank you, everybody. Have fun crafting. Bye for now.